Let's talk about the real star of the show at UFC Brasilia this weekend, because I know the main event of Lee versus Oliveira got all the hype and all of the attention, and all of the main card fights got a ton of attention as well. But something you have to pay attention to, Brandon fucking Moreno put on an amazing performance against Formiga, who not too long ago beat the current uncrowned champion because of a weight mishap in Deiveson Figueiredo. Formiga is the man to watch out for in that division, and Brandon Moreno just completely destroyed him, in my opinion. As far as destruction can go in the flyweight division, you don't really destroy guys at flyweight, you don't really destroy guys in title elimination bouts, but Brandon Moreno controlled that one throughout. I thought he had an amazing performance. I thought you could maybe give Formiga one of the rounds, but either way, that was a close one. Maybe not even give him that round, you never know. Brandon Moreno, man. I thought he was going to catch Formiga, and Formiga was going to look worse than ever, but Formiga showed he still has it in him, and that made Moreno's performance, to me, stand out even more, because Formiga was not there to play around. Formiga knows, and I said this before the fight, Formiga's before Figueiredo versus Benavidez was thinking, fuck, if Benavidez wins, I have no point being here. If Benavidez beats Figueiredo, that means I can't get a title fight no matter what happens, because I've already lost to Benavidez twice. And I thought that was going to play on his head. Figueiredo beats Benavidez, all of a sudden, Formiga had a switch in his mind, and you saw it in this fight, because he came out there to put a statement on against Moreno, but Moreno was just too damn good. Everywhere the fight went, Moreno controlled it. He landed combinations. He landed more strikes overall. He landed more significant strikes as well. He out-scrambled Formiga, which is crazy to me, because he's a young guy, Moreno, a striker as well, just completely out-scrambling Formiga. There was a moment in the fight that made me go, wow. And there are not many moments that make me do that. Maybe a big KO will do it to me, but this is almost more than a big KO. When Formiga had Moreno's back, and Moreno fucking whipped out of that shit real quick. He turned himself out of that back real quick and even risked slamming his own head into the canvas. That is a understanding of danger that I like to see in a young fighter in Brandon Moreno. He understood, listen, this is Formiga. If he keeps my back for a little bit longer, I'm going to be fucked. I'm going to spin out of this and give it all it takes to get out of this submission. And it was the narrative throughout the entire fight. Moreno won this fight based on urgency. He knew where he was in danger, and he knew exactly what he had to do to get out of it. Even the little details of this fight, okay? The tiniest little details. Brandon Moreno fucking controlling the heel, making sure that Formiga can't get hooks in. While they're tumbling around on the ground, Moreno is sliding out of back control and ending up on top. I mean, Moreno was just on point this entire fight. I've never seen him look better than this, and I think that is a real threat to the title. Brandon Moreno just beat a guy in Formiga who beat Figueiredo, who right now is the uncrowned champion because of a weight mishap. That speaks volumes. I don't want to see the Benavidez rematch because it makes no sense, and it's going to take ages to make happen, because Benavidez, I don't know if you guys realised, UFC matchmakers, is coming off a KO loss. Let's give him some time. Maybe make the rematch down the line. Maybe do Benavidez versus Alejandro Pantoja in the meantime, and then we'll get a winner and a next title contender out of that. I feel like they should make the most out of Benavidez and Figueiredo's names separately and give him this new fresh blood of a contender in Brandon Moreno. But if they want to do the Benavidez-Figueiredo title fight rematch, that they want Benavidez to win so badly, it's so clear, there's such a clear bias in the UFC for Benavidez to win, and to be honest with you, I half understand it, because they like guys who make weight, and Figueiredo did not do that, which, you know, I can understand why they wouldn't be the biggest fans of him. But Brandon Moreno, I'm telling you this, he doesn't deserve to be on prelims. He was literally the star of the show today. Maybe you can give it to Oliveira as well, but either way, I mean, Gilbert Burns as well. Fucking hell, I completely forgot about Gilbert Burns. Crazy. Gilbert Burns had a crazy performance as well, KOing Maia in the first round. But either way, Brandon Moreno, for me, opened a lot of people's eyes, because I predicted him to win. I thought he had it in him. He's improving every single fight, and I thought Formiga was kind of a little bit on the decline and Moreno was on the climb. So I thought they were going to kind of overtake each other. Moreno was just going to quickly do a quick switch up on Formiga and show himself as the new top contender. And that's exactly what happened. And I feel like a lot of people coming into this one thought that Formiga was just going to backpack him the entire fight. And I think Moreno made a real statement in showing people that he's legit and he's here to win the title. He's the new breed of the flyweight division. And I said this before, and again, it was my most disliked prediction video of the entire card. People did not agree with me here. And I'm not just trying to toot my own horn. You were right not to agree with me. Moreno should have been the underdog here. Formiga backpacks people. Formiga beat the champion. I was picking him as an underdog because I thought he had a very good chance as an underdog. I wasn't saying that he's just going to go out there and destroy Formiga because he's obviously going to beat Formiga. I was testing my luck on an underdog prediction on the card, and Moreno pulled it off. He's the new breed of the flyweight division. His combinations against Formiga as well. I mean, he's got such quick hands. There ain't much power behind him, but those hands are so quick in combination. I've seen nothing like it in the flyweight division. It was madness. And speaking of the new generation, here's what I meant. You look at Formiga's wins, and I'll go back to Formiga's resume. Let's go through Formiga's wins first. I go to Formiga's wins, and I see Sergio Pettis on his resume. And I think to myself, right, where's Sergio Pettis now? He's in Bellator. Okay, cool. That doesn't mean much to me anymore. He also has a win over Ben Nguyen. Where's he? You know what I'm saying? Not around no more. Then you go to 2017. He has a win over Ulka Sasaki. I need Usman here with me. Who? Then he lost to Ray Borg, sorry. Then in 2016, he beat Dustin Ortiz. No longer with us. He's not dead. He's just not in the UFC anymore. And then you look at his other wins, and he beat Wilson Hayes. No longer with us. And then you look at Brandon Moreno's resume, and this is exactly what I meant by the new guard of flyweight coming in. He lost to Pantoja, which could be a rematch that they make next, and I wouldn't even mind if they made it a rematch next. If they are going to do the Benavidez versus Formiga rematch, maybe do Moreno versus Pantoja as the co-main event. Just give them some kind of place on the main card, please. Or give them the headliner of the prelims of the pay-per-view. Something is deserved of Brandon Moreno for the performance he just put on. But I'll go forward with my statement here. You look in 2019. He, in my opinion, beats Askar Askarov. Askarov is a dangerous, dangerous newcomer to the flyweight division. And he went to a draw with Askarov officially. But I thought he won that Askarov fight quite clearly. I thought that was one of the worst judging decisions in quite a long time that kind of flew under the radar because apparently no one cares about judges' decisions at flyweight. I don't know. You know, it makes no sense to me. But either way, I mean, people didn't have a problem with Cejudo versus Demetrius Johnson, the rematch. So, you know, no one seems to care at flyweight. But all of a sudden, when there's a middleweight split decision, people get a bit crazy. Either way, he went to a draw with Askarov. In my opinion, he won. So let's say he won. In everyone's opinion, he won that fight with Askarov. Let's say he won the fight. Then he goes on and beats Kai Kara France. Kara France was the dark horse of the division. So was Askar Askarov. Moreno just beat both of them. And now Jose Formiga, he is the dark horse of the division. He's the top contender. If they want to do the Pantoja rematch, now that Pantoja is coming off a big win against Matt Schnell in the first round by KO, go ahead and make that rematch. But it needs to be on a good position of a card. If I see Moreno's name on the prelims ever again, I swear to God there will be a strongly worded video being made on my channel that no one in the UFC will ever take notice of. But I'm going to make it either way. You take that risk, UFC. Okay? Moreno is a main card worthy fighter. He should have been on the main card of this fight because this could have been a title elimination bout. But they want to make the Benavidez versus Figueiredo fight. So if I was Brandon Moreno, I'd eradicate the only other option for the next title shot in Alejandro Pantoja, who has a very fight of the night contender performance with Divas and Figueiredo, if you remember. That could happen. Listen, even though Moreno just beat Formiga, Pantoja could get the jump on him. In terms of politics, Pantoja's beaten Moreno. Pantoja went to war in a fight of the night performance against Divas and Figueiredo. If Figueiredo wins, that might be what they want to go with. But I feel as though Moreno's earned it. But if Moreno wants to be dead certain, put the nails in the coffin, I'm the next title contender, wait to see what time they book Benavidez versus Figueiredo the rematch, and take a real think to yourself, I need to be on that card, and I'm going to be on that card versus Alejandro Pantoja, and I'm going to eliminate the only other option for a title shot right now. And that's what I think Moreno should do next, because I haven't seen the rankings yet, but you never know, they might, by their own little bit of system, put Pantoja above Moreno, because Pantoja has a win over Moreno not too long ago. 2 years ago, actually. So if I'm Moreno, I'm looking for the Pantoja rematch, and if he wins that one, it needs to be on a good position of a card, and then he will be undeniable for a title shot. Brandon Moreno, the star of the show. I feel like a lot of people didn't pay attention to him, but either way, you're paying attention to him now. You're welcome for the prediction if you went for him as an underdog. It's kind of what I do. Let's not talk about any other fights on the main card. I picked Oliveira to win, right? Yeah, definitely. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. And Masvidal pissing me off. I just thought I'd mention it again at the end of this one. Masvidal's becoming everything that he hated. And am I the only one who's going to say it? On video, no other MMA media or MMA YouTuber seems to be saying it. Masvidal's becoming everything he hated. I'll say it at the end of this one. I don't care. The message needs to get out there. People need to start realising. And if Masvidal loses, everyone's going to come down on him like a shit ton of bricks. Click that button there. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Brandon Moreno is the star of the show. Goodbye.